Hello, this is my created story toolbox for 17.2, the non-technical interview. Through this, one of the companies I wanted to work with is a startup finance company in the Chicago area, and I will be basing this interview towards that position. So, all right, let's get this started. First part: why do you want to be a data scientist slash analyst? I've always wanted to be a data scientist slash analyst because it's where my two interests in life intersect at. I've always been really into numbers, analyzing numbers through statistics and just other forms of just analysis. And the other side of me has always really been into finance. Originally, I was going to school to become an accountant, to become a licensed CPA, so I've always excelled with like spreadsheets, financial reports, etc. And I found that always paired over really well into my stock investments, which data science would also give me a deeper view into why I invest into a stock, why I would care about it, how I can generate revenue for myself. So after originally I didn't know that data science was a thing, but after receiving a job discontinuation approximately 4 to 5 months ago, I started looking at what I really wanted to do, what I enjoyed, and I found this field and it's growing, it's becoming something new. So I jumped in both hands over feet, ready to go. And what I learned was that you can take the data, turn it into something new, clean it, operate it, and you can solve thousands and thousands upon different problems with the exact same data set while being extremely marketable, which I really like. So why would I want to work at this company which I applied for? So the startup finance company I applied for in Chicago, well, I've worked in startups in the past, and I love the fast paced kind of grittiness of everything. There's a lot of multiple hats being worn. It's like even though we be entering as a data science, might do a little bit of analysis or even company planning for like a couple events in the same day. So it always gives you a new mindset of I'm working on this, but also I belong to this and these other parts as well too. And part of the reason whenever I originally moved to Chicago in 2016 was I wanted to get into a finance position. And growing up in the country where I started off at, there's no finance companies in the country, obviously. So that this also fit a niche for me that I was searching for as well. And a startup finance company, it'll produce the results I'm looking for with a position of growing, building, doing, fast paced, like in a nitty gritty atmosphere. So the final question is, tell me about a time you had to handle a conflict with your colleagues. So along like approximately a year and a half to 2 years ago, the company I was working for, we were always building web apps, web dev, like solutions, just managing websites, etc. We're just a dev shop. And Illuminati's Pizza came into us and they said, "Hey, we want an app built, want it to be super successful. We're losing market share to some of our competitors, and we feel that our customer retention is not as good as it could be, and help us do more sales through our app and increase our sales overall." So, always a first part of any design is a discovery phase. And in this discovery phase, I went through and I pulled in approximately 13 different people representing different parts of the company, and we just theorized on what features are needed to make this app stand out and be successful, and serve ultimately the consumer the best way possible. So early on, we were looking at what features was needed, and a lot of my team was saying, the color scheme and the look and the font is ultimately what will really set us apart from others. where I felt that I don't care of a color scheme to affect my pizza, but how can we increase the amount of sales of pizza? So I went into the Illuminati's website. I did a bunch of research and I found where people were coming to the site and heading out from the site, and there was an overly large correlation between showing that people come from sports sites, order pizza, leave again. So to to utilize that in the Chicago area, I started arguing the point of, we really need to create banner ads to drive people to the app during games or before games, and at which point there that we'll push a delivery, push a carry out, and just put our name out there, or put Illuminati's name out there, versus a Domino's or a Pizza Hut or whoever else was already doing this as well too. And after presenting this, my team really found that they liked what they saw and that they could understand it and see that yes, this is the positive correlation. Doing this will produce that. So the outcome of that was we produced some banner ads that were geolocated based upon, for example, the Chicago Cubs, White Sox, or the Bears, for example. And whenever, like an hour or two before those games were going, it's like, hey, your local Illuminati's is here. This is what they do. This game starts in 2 to 3 hours. If you order at this time, you could get a delivery or a carry out, everything ready by the start of the game. And we found that feature worked really well for the app, and it was located. We found the idea based on just the history of where people are coming to and going, coming and going to from the website. So we also made the app show that as well, and it helped increase Illuminati sales. So that's just part of my toolbox that I built for this app. It's like, please let me, please rate, give me some reviews, how I can improve what I missed out on, etc. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you.